The return of my Coin Lady channel brings me much joy. You were able to see the Federal Reserve minutes released yesterday. Here they detail the discussions around interest rate cuts and monetary policy, as well as their balance sheet, which, I think, everyone is watching with bated breath, because of the current state of the bond market, and by extension, the yield market, and how that is causing a generalized sense of unease about the stability of the financial sector. Everything about it is borrowed. And last, bond prices are falling hard right now, which means interest rates are rising. Yields in the UK, in bonds have just hit a record low, marking a new all-time high, with yields being somewhat high, at least locally, and even lower than what they rightfully accused Liz's Trust for. Now that I've been stating my opinion, we're seeing confirmation that Liz's Trust wasn't an issue. I honestly believe her tax-cutting measures were reasonable, and the Bank of England had a great deal more to account for. Seriously, that's my jam. I'm not necessarily opposed to taxes per such, but I do object to the types and rates of taxes imposed on citizens of the United Kingdom and other countries. Plus, I really doubt anyone would object. Our nation is in a sorry state, and I don't suppose anyone would be too happy to pay their fair share of taxes if things were different. We will refrain from discussing politics, though, because we are not one. Therefore, it took place yesterday. Furthermore, the Department of Justice announced that a U.S. federal judge had unlawfully granted them permission to sell $6.5 billion worth of Bitcoin that had been confiscated from Silk Road. It was during the Silk Road days that I first became acquainted with Bitcoin. We won't get too far into it, but we do have some hilarious anecdotes that may be included in a video or podcast. Yet another example of possible sell pressure. A like situation occurred with the German government. That was a huge error of judgment. Also, I really doubt they'll be able to sell this. Do you not agree? Time will tell. We will go over everything, and then we will, of course, go over some price activity. The news emerged yesterday that a U.S. federal judge has authorized the sale of 69,370 Bitcoin, which is worth approximately $6.5 billion today, seized from Silk Road. This was a huge action by the government, and I think the best place for me to start is with that. The markets, what's the plan? Consequently, the Department of Justice gave the go-ahead to sell the $65.0 billion worth of Bitcoin that had been confiscated from Silk Road. After a year-long ownership dispute, the DOJ was finally able to sell the 69,370 Bitcoins confiscated from the Silk Road Black Web Marketplace on December 30th, thanks to a federal judge's ruling. Battleborn Investments had tried to prolong the sale, but was unsuccessful. A related FOI case aiming to expose the name of individual X, who originally relinquished the Bitcoin battle, was recently lost by the group, which had claimed ownership through a bankruptcy estate. Another name was used by Bourne's attorney. Join us. As an example of DOJ misconduct, consider the government's assertion that it depended on the civil asset forfeiture method. I despise Lewis, I really do. When is the need for all this jargon? The Department of Justice argued that the assets sale should be authorized due to the volatility of Bitcoin prices, which is, I suppose, just legalese for avoiding hearing the truth. The Department of Justice will continue to follow the ruling in the case when asked what happens next, according to a representative for the agency. It seems probable, then, that they will do it. Even though it goes against Trump's and other statements on Bitcoin strategy, it's still a wonderful thing to hold on to. And it's definitely up big time. The oceans actually date back to the Silk Road era. A lot of bad news has contributed to Bitcoin's current valuation of around $6 billion. Indeed, this is a component of the market. Some of you are brand new to the market, and that's okay, dude. It's great that you're just starting out in the investing world. I assure you that my intention is not condescending in the least. I truly dove headfirst into that trip in 2017, or rather, 2016 on the cusp of 2017. And it has transformed my life completely. Furthermore, the opportunity remains ever present, even while we are conveying negative news. And I honestly believe we have a chance to win this game. So far, we have, and we will keep on doing. And I am grateful that you are all accompanying me on this path. This is a bad thing that has happened. It appears that the Department of Justice may sell 5 billion Bitcoin, which is equivalent to $1 billion. Unless they split the chain or something, which isn't completely out of the question, there will never be more than 21 million Bitcoin in circulation. Though Bitcoin maxes would have you think otherwise. On the other hand, what amounts to a semi-hard cap at the moment may be altered in the event of a 51% attack. 21 million, and we can't help but express our strong disagreement by doing so. However, this is unhappy news. This is stupid news in the end. They may even try to pull this off before Trump takes office. I wouldn't be shocked. Appreciate you taking the time to view my video. Thank you for watching my channel and for subscribing. I will see you later.